We got Poddy
Everyone's
talk.
gonna be here today.
You think?
You think?
Should we bring in a fun guest?
Let me phone a friend. Doot, 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 doot. Phone in friend.
Yeah, come on in, Rain.
All right,
Come
you got
on
friend.
in.
They
Here we
answered.
go.
Boom, hang up.
Hi, Rain.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, snipe.
Snipes. Just on Jack. I've been wanting Rain on for a long time, so this is a real treat. Thank you for joining us.
When it
Thanks for
rains,
having
it
me.
pours.
It does. Absolutely.
I'm sorry, you've heard that so many times, I'm sure.
It's okay.
Hey, rain or shine, we're here. We are
I
here.
said that, Brian didn't like it.
Yeah, dude, I liked it. It
You
was.
sent like one emoji back. I was kind of bummed. I thought you'd send you like the crazy one with the like eyeballs that are like.
I think I sent 3 emoji. Actually, it was like 1, 2 up here, and 1 down low. I was tricking you.
You see, you really make me read your text, do you?
So anyway, welcome, Rain, again.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just a quick bio, maybe a label that you like
Tell
for
us,
yourself.
Tell the people.
Tell our friends. Right, yeah, we know a little bit about you, but really for everyone.
I'm 26.
Okay.
I grew up in Wilmington. I just moved back last year. I work with y'all at TJ's.
Another Joe's friend.
Yep. I have a dog. I hang out with my dog a lot, and I also enjoy modeling. My Instagram is Rain and Maui.
Nice.
Throw that in there.
Just throw that in there, real casual. But yeah, that's pretty much it about me.
Love it. Okay, so you say you grew up in Wilmington. You're back.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Where did you go again?
I lived in Raleigh for a little bit, and then I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
What did you like better, Raleigh or Cincinnati?
They are very similar.
Really?
Yeah, they're very
City
similar.
vibes.
Yeah, city vibes. Raleigh is more diverse.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a good question. I really liked Cincinnati was like on the border of Kentucky, so there was a lot of nature and a lot of parks. I really liked the accessibility of all the different huge parks that they had because of my dog. But Raleigh also has a lot of good parks too. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
So I've been through Cincinnati one time,
Okay.
and I also kind of realized it's kind of like natural beauty. I drove in up from Kentucky, kind of like through the valley and like the river, and it was like it like unfolded before us
Yeah,
on
it
the highway.
does.
It was like
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
and it
You
was
must
like
have been in the wrong place.
why? You hating, bro?
Sounds like a little bit of hate.
Yeah, sounds like some shade, dude. No, it was a nice afternoon. We got a beer. We were on our way up
I
to
meant to be in
Columbus.
Cleveland.
Oh yeah, like Cleveland is a little
Cleveland's like
bit.
2.5 hours the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always drive
Cleveland's
through
at, like,
there.
the top of
Well,
the
we
state, I'm pretty sure.
always go
I don't
over
actually know
the
geography.
OH10 River, and then we're just like.
Cincinnati is at the bottom of Ohio-Kentucky border, and then Cleveland's at the top by the lake.
Yep.
In Cleveland, we
I guess
also
we go through
South.
both.
maybe.
Yeah, we do. I think we cross some river.
The Ohio River.
Yeah. Is that
It's a
good?
big one.
Yeah, that's the border,
that's what
right?
I'm
The bottom
saying.
border of Ohio.
It's a
Yeah.
sketchy place.
Yeah. No, I'm not throwing shade or hate on Cleveland, but some people say it's the mistake by the lake.
I'm pretty
Wow,
sure that's where Jake
interesting.
Paul's
I've never
from
heard
now.
that.
So we gotta like it.
Not to be confused with Cincinnati, though. Not the same place.
Not the same place.
But a lot of people like Cleveland, so I don't know. If you go on,
Go
if you're
Browns.
if you move to a different area, you'll notice that your phone will show you new advertisements and new things from that area. So when I moved to Cincinnati, I was getting a lot of like Ohio-focused TikToks on my page, on my For You page, and a lot of them were actually people saying that Cleveland's like a really fun place to go and there's lots to do. So
It's so bad.
you never know. Everyone liked it, but I don't know. Who knows? Who really cares? It's the middle. It's literally the middle of nowhere. Nobody actually cares.
Oh.
That's the Midwest in general.
It's the Midwest, yeah.
That's that shade right there.
Yeah.
No, I like the Midwest.
You do,
It's fine.
but middle of nowhere could be some shade, you know.
I think
Unless you want to be
I don't know.
nowhere.
Courage the Cowardly Dog's from middle of nowhere. So is it shade? Is it
What dogs?
Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Who?
Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
From what?
Eustace and
From Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network. Sorry.
When did this show air?
Late 90s, early 2000s.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was more SpongeBob. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I heard about SpongeBob.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents, dude. Love
That's a
that.
good one.
Okay, Rain. So something I know about you, but you didn't share here, is that you were a choir girl.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Well, like not for a church or anything, but just at school.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was in chorus during high school. Yeah,
All 4 years?
all 4 years.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a soprano?
I am a soprano too.
Soprano too.
Do you want to sing
Yes.
us a song?
Absolutely not.
All right.
I also took private lessons with a local teacher,
Nice.
and that was actually like more like classical music. So it was like more like kind of like
Beethoven.
opera music, which was super fun. But yeah, that's it.
Nice.
And we're gonna sing a duet at karaoke.
I'm ready.
I love
You
it.
actually.
I think so.
I
No
memorized
way.
already.
Yeah.
So let's go.
What song are you guys doing?
Should we share?
You can.
Yeah,
You don't have
if
to
you
sing.
want,
You
I
just
don't
tell
know.
me.
I don't really want to seal it. You know,
My Own Worst Enemy by Lit.
it's a classic.
It's a classic. It's a late '90s, maybe early 2000s
You could literally
classic.
like just like hum the tune and anyone will know
Yeah.
it
No.
immediately. So it's fun.
Oh, maybe.
Not you, probably.
Well,
But
we don't need to worry about it now, but if you catch us at Reggie's on Sunday night, we're gonna be.
we'll be there.
We'll have the 2 mics. We'll be displaying our vocal prowess. So I'm excited for that. Maybe this weekend. I don't know.
We'll see.
You'll probably shotgun a
Probably
few
not.
bush lights.
Wow. Shotgun.
It'd probably be next weekend.
Okay, next weekend. Probably not gonna shotgun. I hate to disappoint you,
I
Jackson.
might.
Thing.
It could be my birthday.
That's
Well,
really
in that
cool.
case, I might shotgun with you if you're shotgunning. If we got company, we might shotgun.
You guys have to.
That's the only way I'm gonna sing in front of people. So.
Okay, yeah. So my first time, when I was out there a couple weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I did have 2 drinks before I sang.
You were
But I
zooted.
think then I was just like, whatever, I'll just sing sober, whatever. So maybe I did come around. I don't know.
Fuck yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you think rappers sing sober?
Sometimes.
Wow.
Sometimes not though.
They're crazy.
T-Pain just dropped a new album.
Did he?
Yeah,
Is it
it's
that-
like a cover album.
So I've listened to some of
I
it.
haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard a lot of positive reviews, so
Oh.
that's that.
He did a cover of War Pigs by Black Sabbath.
That's what I heard.
Which is really
Do you think
funny.
he was sober for it?
Yeah, probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
In the
that is-
studio,
Yeah.
you know.
In the studio.
On stage, you know, I don't know. All right, Rand. So another thing I know about you, perhaps Jackson knows this about you too, but maybe many of our fans and viewers don't, is that you are the youngest of 4 daughters,
Yep.
correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
I know that.
Wow.
Jackson
We
knew.
got rivers.
So three older sisters. How does it feel to be the youngest of 4 girls? Or women at this point?
You know, I've never really known anything else.
Right.
So couldn't tell you how it wouldn't feel. But love a good double negative. But yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's fine. We all had very different experiences growing up. We experienced very different versions of our parents.
But you all have the same parents?
But we all have the same parents. Like biologically,
Yeah.
but not like we did not experience the same people growing up. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting to like talk about that together.
Different dynamics.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I mean, you know, I was the baby, so can't complain.
Yeah.
Still am, always will be.
Still am the baby.
Do you
Um,
think you got the best version of your parents?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
No,
really?
absolutely not. Worst version.
Did the
Dang.
youngest
Yeah.
get, or the oldest get the best?
I don't know because I wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But I hope that they got a better version. You know, different parts of my childhood were different. So, like, there weren't good times. It's not like my whole childhood was, like, horrible or anything. But, yeah, I imagine my older 2 sisters, my parents were, like, 25 when they had them. So,
Okay.
I feel like they had them 15 months apart, and they probably had it a little bit better, yeah.
Mm.
But I really don't know because I wasn't there.
Right.
I do know that they experienced their own sufferings.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, life, you know,
Mhm.
like it's not going to be roses and sunshine all the time.
Like my parents still had issues back then. I just don't know like what it was like.
Right.
How out of pocket they were acting. You know?
Right. So your parents are not together
They are not.
at this point.
No.
How long were they together?
28 years.
28 years. Wow.
That's a
Okay.
minute.
Mm-hmm.
So they're 53.
No, my dad will be 60 this year. They got together before they had kids.
That makes sense. Never mind.
Yeah. But that's how long they were married. Let me clarify. They were married for 28 years.
Okay.
But yeah, My dad will be 60 this year. I don't know what the question was.
Yeah. All good.
Just about that.
And you and your dad are tight.
We're all right sometimes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought you say he's a homie.
He's a homie, you know, he's a good friend. As far as being a dad, it's questionable sometimes, but I don't know how much I want to talk about that.
Right.
But that's okay.
I
He
understand.
knows how I feel, so.
Yeah. And you do love him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Not to put you on the spot, but like, yeah.
I get, no, I'm just kidding,
I mean, you are on the spot.
yeah.
You're the guest.
But yeah, I just think it's like kind of an interesting dynamic. Like you, youngest of 4 girls, me, oldest of 3 boys.
Very
you know, it's like almost perfect opposites in a certain way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
You
just,
just know him.
and well, yeah, and then you have no siblings, but your parents are together. Our parents are not together.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How old were you when your parents divorced?
I think I was 14.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah, I think.
Was it sad?
Not really, because like I was like kind of anticipating it when I was younger, and then when they finally split, it was like,
Do you feel like
Finally.
you were like a more emotionally mature 14-year-old?
yeah.
Okay. Not necessarily because of it, but just in general.
Yeah, well, I honestly think because of, like, maybe not because of the divorce itself, but because of, like, the separation.
The dynamic.
And yeah, just, like, the family dynamic that we had.
You
Yeah.
had thicker skin.
Yeah, maybe thicker skin, but also just kind of, like I did have to grow up and kind of, you know, parent my younger brothers, like, in the wake of the separation and
you weren't
divorce.
the youngest.
Yeah, no, I was the oldest. So, like, when I was 16...
No, I thought the other one that plays Fortnite is older.
No, dude,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
the
28,
oldest.
right?
Yeah. But yeah, when I was 16, you know, like, yeah, sure, it was cool to, like, have a car and, like, I could drive myself around, but also, like, I had to drive them around, too. Yeah, so,
Pick him up from school.
yeah, right.
See, when my parents divorced, all my sisters were gone, so I didn't have.
So it's
It
just
was
you.
like it was just me.
What's the age gap for all of you?
So the oldest is 9 years older than me,
Okay.
and then 7 years older than me, and then 3 years older than me.
Okay.
But the one that's 3 years older than me made decisions that led to her moving out of our home by the time she was 16.
Okay.
Her own choice. She moved in with her boyfriend, and my parents fought with her over
Okay.
it. And then finally, whenever the divorce was like really going through, it was like, you know, pick your battles, you know.
Battles,
So,
yo.
and it was just like my sister was extremely and is still an extremely hard-headed, like set in her ways type person,
Okay.
which is totally respectable. But when she's 16, it's like just makes you want to blow your brains out.
Yeah.
So she moved in with her boyfriend when she was 16.
Yeah.
So and like totally cut off contact with my dad, and my dad was the one that got custody of me. So I was the only child left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is your sister still together with that guy?
No.
How long did that last out?
I honestly don't know because like time is weird, you know, and I disassociated a lot as a child. But it did not. They moved into a house together, and then some really horrible shit went down, and they broke up, and then he ended up going to jail.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
But
Then again.
yeah, but then she dated like other guys since then, and then now she's like happily with her partner and has children, and they're like everything's good now.
So she's the one that I've seen
Yeah.
around town.
Mhm.
Okay.
She lives
Yeah,
here?
yeah, she does.
No.
You're right.
I know.
But then you also have a sister out in Oregon,
I
correct?
do, and I have
Yeah.
another one in Colorado,
Okay.
That's tight. So you got the
Yeah.
West Coast and the East Coast.
and then right in the middle, yeah,
Right in the
Who's
middle.
right in the middle?
Colorado. Wouldn't you say Colorado's in the middle?
Sure.
Or like I guess it's kind of west.
It's west. I mean, like it's not West Coast.
It's that
Yeah.
Western intervention.
It's mountain time.
All right, I don't know. I'm not good at geography.
No, I mean like Colorado is in like the middle. You know, like Colorado and Kansas.
Because it's like Illinois, and then isn't like Colorado like over here?
Yeah,
somewhere?
I think it's like Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, and then Colorado is
You
over.
sound like you know. I believe
Yeah,
it.
on the way. And maybe for these folks, it would be like Illinois that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason I brought up our Oregon sister friend, because is she a sneakerhead or does she work for Nike or something? Because I know Jackson was like, oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
No,
Oh, yeah.
not yet. Okay, so she's a very intelligent individual, and she is hoping to or she was hoping, I don't know what her current plan is, but she was hoping to get a job at Nike.
Nike, please hire her.
Yeah,
I need that inside
she's
plug.
a data analyst. Yeah, so
nice.
she would be doing like that sort of thing.
So
but
she is a brainiac.
She is. Yeah, she has 2 master's degrees.
Oh,
she's like a very intelligent individual.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Where did she go to university?
North Carolina State University, NC State. She went there for her undergrad, and then she went there for both of her masters.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, Wildcats.
So she's.
And then when she wasn't in
Wildcats.
school for like a master's or a degree or anything, she took classes for Spanish because she enjoys learning.
Yeah, I love that.
Imagine taking classes because you enjoy it.
She like literally was in school until she was 32. So, yeah.
I'll take class because I enjoy it.
I mean, I think I'm considering going back to school. Not back to school. I never went to college, but I'm considering going to Cape Fear, whenever.
Do it.
I might enroll in the
If I
fall.
decide to grow a pair and do it.
I might enroll
you
in the fall.
Take me with you if you do it.
Hell
Just
yeah,
force
dude.
me to do it.
Let's take a philosophy class together.
Oh God.
Ooh, I loved it there.
Trying to see
It was a
crying
good-
class.
I've never taken a philosophy class, so
It's
Nice.
fun. You'd like it. It encourages discussion.
right.
And like honestly, like it was the easiest class because there's no wrong answers really. It was like as long as you can explain what you're thinking, you can't really be wrong. Because
Yeah.
it was like whatever you put down, it's like just back it up with your brain and like
Love it.
because it was cool. It was like 2 + 2 is
Open
4.
thought.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like
But maybe 2 + 2 is 5,
no,
right?
no, no.
Oh.
I'm saying it's like it's always gonna be 4.
Oh, okay.
In philosophy, it's
No,
like
no, no.
as long like it's just like there's no definite answer. It's like it's like beep.
So right, can I say it's 5 in philosophy?
No.
No? Okay, you're okay.
I really.
I
can't
want you to
remember.
bring math in the equation there. There are no equations in philosophy.
Okay.
Okay, I
don't
see.
believe you.
Oh. Hey, then go take a class.
I'm going to. I'd like to learn American Sign Language as well.
Mm.
Mm.
I don't know if they have a good program, but I know they have a program, and like I've known people who did it.
You know,
That could
Oh.
be
that might be
tonight.
one of them.
All right, Rain. I think we've had a nice time in the pool. I don't know if we've really dived into the deep end yet. Maybe
Okay.
we were like getting close to it, but I'm going dive into the deep end of what do you think is the meaning of life?
Oh wow, I'm just going for it. All
We're
the
going
way.
for it.
I don't know. I guess like finding what drives you and what gives you greater purpose,
Okay.
That's
and then
good.
doing that.
So we're seeking our reason, and then we're activating and engaging that reason.
Yeah,
I love it. Do you feel like you have your reason or purpose or
I'm
anything?
trying, dude.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm like I don't know. I like think about things, but I feel like until I get out there and start doing things, which is why I'd like to go to school. I won't really be able to figure out what my true purpose is, because you can always think you enjoy doing something. Like a couple years ago, I thought I wanted to become a doula, and
Mhm.
then it is a person that helps someone deliver their child.
Oh, nice.
But you don't need a medical degree to do it. You
Mhm.
just like take classes and courses and trainings and stuff. But I just really don't like blood or like. This is gonna sound extremely insensitive, but I don't like strong smells. I have a hard time with strong smells personally, and so I like watch all these like birth videos. But then when it came time to like have the opportunity to watch somebody give birth, I like totally chickened out, and that made me realize like maybe that's not really what my purpose is.
Right.
Like maybe I can, because I do enjoy being around children and I do enjoy early childhood development. I love being around pregnant people and helping people
That could be
work
a
through
cool
things.
major for you.
But yeah, so I'd like to end up going to school or at least talk to a career counselor or something so I can figure out some more like options and
Yeah.
delve into different ideas of what is out there.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. I love the trajectory, even if it's not fully defined. I do like the. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I do know that you're a nanny, and that you're good with kids. Do you want to have kids? If you don't mind me asking you that.
Don't mind. If I like had a really secure relationship and partner,
Okay.
that I felt like I could raise a child with, I think that raising a child by yourself is extremely difficult,
Yeah.
and a community is like absolutely required to. I mean, like not required, but like I think that raising a child as a solitary individual without a stable, secure, healthy, helpful community
Right.
Without that, it's just like way more difficult than it needs to be, right?
Yes.
And so having a partner is a good part of starting that community. And then, with a partner, hopefully comes the partner family and then your family. So that's like having a community of people to help you raise this child, right?
Yeah.
That's not to say that if I were to end up in a situation where, like, bling, immaculate conception, I'm pregnant, Mother Mary, here I am, like, let's say that happens, like, I would raise the child by myself because I love children and I feel pretty confident in the parenting styles that I have researched and, like, the things I want. But without going into a whole tangent there, which I did, but whatever. I do want to foster children, 100%.
Oh,
I know that I'd like
that.
to foster children.
Yeah.
Probably will end up adopting, just because that's what happens. I feel like when you foster children, realistically, I don't know. I just can't see myself not at least getting attached one day. Or like ending up in a situation where it's like, okay, like, shit or get off the pot. But,
What?
shit or get off the pot.
What does that mean?
Just fucking do it.
Oh. Full send.
Bite the bullet.
Full send is exactly.
Full send, yeah. So yeah, I do have interest in fostering.
Okay. And yeah, just nurturing.
Yeah.
And yeah, you want to be part of the village, you want to be part of the community, and you want to be part of the nurturing side of.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I think.
I think children are the future. So I think that the only way to have any impact on our future is to have a positive impact in relationship with the children.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's why we're like fucked, because the adults, sorry, excuse my language, but that's why everything's so messed up, is because the adults that are running everything in the entire world are victims of trauma that their parents put them through, and they never worked through it. And now all of us have extensive trauma from our parents, which are those people. And I don't know about you, because your parents are still together, which is like just, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so yeah, I feel like we have to work through that trauma together, and the only way we're going to be able to have like a better future and a better tomorrow is if we all try to create healthy little humans now.
Yeah.
Nurture them.
Right.
And stop just like fucking and popping out kids for no reason.
Right, yeah. We need to have more motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just be like, oh, I want to, like, when you ask me if I want children, like, yeah, it'd be cool to have kids, but I know realistically that my genetics are not genetics that need to be, like, prolonged into society, Like, the amount of, like, mental health issues and then, like, medical issues that my family has, like, not me personally necessarily, but, like, just all of it together, like, fucking everyone's getting cancer and dying, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really think that I want to, like, reproduce that genetic strain,
That would be ideal.
But if there's already children that need help that are already in existence, I would be more than happy to take on 5 to 7 to 12,
Wow,
Yeah.
12. That's a true village right
Yeah.
there. A village under one roof.
Yeah, but that's why I think it's important to have
Be a lot
a
for
partnership
kids.
and have a community when you raise children too, is because I think that, obviously if I intend to actually have like a lot of children, I'm gonna need a little help.
Get a big house. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a large property, so we don't need a house. We just need land.
Got
I
that
need a
farm.
bigger boat. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Beautiful. Thank you for waxing philosophical and poetic about.
You passed your philosophy class.
thanks.
Congrats.
But yeah, the orientation, we got it. But yeah, no, I agree with a lot of the things you said about just kind of like healthy procreation and healthy family planning. Like
More thoughtful.
Yeah. It's like, to me, it's weird that like yes, Planned Parenthood like is the name of an institution, but like those two words, Planned Parenthood, is like a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter who you are, no matter what you believe or like what, red, blue, right, left, whatever, like Planning Parenthood is good.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you disagree, you're just being a contrarian.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you don't, like you need to think longer about things.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's
You're
funny.
a fucking NPC, you know?
Oh, NPC, dude.
Wrap that out.
It is funny also to just jump on the NPC tangent of like how video game culture has like infiltrated, and like NPC is
It's a
like
video game term.
you're right, but it's also just like it's a pop culture meme at this
It
point.
is, yeah.
And
Yeah, we
just,
get a lot of our memes from video games now.
hello. Yeah, digital online culture, digital culture. It's all the same thing. Nerd culture is now mainstream. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, see, now it's cool to play Fortnite.
Some
I
say.
wouldn't go that far.
Hey.
I know it's cool to play Call of Duty.
All right, Jackson. What do we like to talk about after we ask the meaning of life?
Allow me. How do you like your marshmallow cooked?
Oh, I like it like fucking roasted as shit. Like I want it to be like on fire, black, like about to fall off the stick. Like it's got to be like fucking begging for its life. You know what I mean? Yeah. We gotta have the graham cracker and the chocolate like sitting underneath it while we're cooking it, pretty much, because it's gonna fucking fall and we know it.
I'll take
Begging.
marshmallow roast.
I want it to taste like char and goo.
Bring up the clips. I'm pretty sure that's what I said last
Bring
time.
up the clips,
Bring
dude.
them back.
High five.
Bring up the
Char and
clips.
goo.
Char and
Yep.
goo also begging for its
I
life.
like that.
Begging for its life.
It's clawing. It's
It's,
like
Like please, like holding onto the stick.
it's like the sad goo that's like trying to swim out. It's like, I'm still a
It's
person.
like bubbling.
Yeah.
the
You know?
amount of times they just like drop in. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Falling off the
Love it.
stick.
S'mores are actually my favorite dessert.
Really?
My favorite,
Nice.
like my favorite. I actually, you know what the fuck? Okay. So I have a question for you guys.
So-
I probably already asked you, but I'm gonna ask you right now. So you know, Easter just happened, and in the Bible, I don't know a lot. Okay, I'll tell you this straight now, right here. Don't know a whole lot. But in that book, Jesus or God or someone is represented with his blood being wine, and his body being
The Last Supper.
Yep, and his body being bread or a cracker, you know? That's how we like have translated it over the years, right? So if you were like a magical human being that had a book written about you, he came back to life. It's kind of magical.
Zombie Jesus.
You know, but if you had a book written about you and you had to pick something to signify your blood and something to signify your body, what would be your beverage of choice and what would be your food item of choice? So I'll tell you mine, okay, and then you can tell me yours. So for me, it would be a peanut butter banana smoothie for my beverage.
That's more of a food. But
Okay, and then it's more like, you know, all right.
You
But,
drink
well,
through
it's
a
your
straw. Through a straw.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
drinkable.
drinking it.
Yeah.
it's like juice.
Yeah, and then for my food, I have like lots of different things that I go between. So if we were basing it off of what I eat the most of, which I don't think that's what you're supposed to base it off of, okay? Like I feel like Jesus probably, it was Jesus, right? Not God.
It
So,
was Jesus.
okay, so
It was
Jesus,
God.
okay, whatever, whoever it was, this guy, he probably really fucking loved bread because bread was probably like a delicacy back then, as well as wine. You know what I mean? Like think about the time period, think about what was available. Bread hit hard. You know what I mean? Rich people could only have bread for a long time if you like look at medieval time periods. So, moral of the story. If it were based on what I was eating the most of, it would be French fries, unfortunately. If it's based off of what gives me like a good gooey nostalgic feeling inside, it would be deviled eggs.
Ooh, nice.
And then if it was based off of like my favorite thing, like favorite treat, it would be s'mores. So circling back to that.
But peanut
That's a
butter
piece.
banana smoothie is the drink. You're
It
sticking
is,
with that,
yeah.
no matter.
100%.
Okay.
Alright.
Go
did I
ahead.
cut- Should I go?
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
I don't know how to approach this question of how you were Rain of like what I love the most versus what I eat the most versus whatever
Just tell
else.
me.
But I think that my body would have to be represented by banana.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah. And
17 cents, baby.
right.
Or
17.
what is it? 13?
I think 15 cents
17.
now.
14.
17 was 10% discount. 15 is
Okay.
20% discount.
25 if you're organic.
Hello, what? Oh, organic banana. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so I generally eat a banana every day, and I used to eat like more than one a day. It's like now it's like chill.
I'm surprised you didn't say vegetarian pizza.
So that was the other thing.
That's right,
The
yeah.
the organic roasted veggie pizza is Yeah, I mean, it's still rolling. I'm not worried about it. It's just low battery. Yeah, organic roasted veggie pizza is another candidate. And then drinks, I think the carrot
Busch Light.
juice. What's that?
Busch Light.
No, not Busch Light. Not even almost.
that
Not even
tough?
almost.
I mean, I do love
I know
that.
Jackson's. I just
organic.
thought about it. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna see what you say and then what I say.
The organic carrot turmeric juice. I do love coconut water.
That'd be Chris Trunks.
Chris Trunk, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a commercial break.
Hey guys, take this time on this commercial break to
Like,
share.
subscribe.
Peace. Back to the video.
Bye.
Okay.
So I want to hear what you think, Cubby, and then I'll tell you.
Well, mozzarella sticks.
Yep. Mozzarella sticks would
And
be.
like maybe Jello
rough.
shots as your drink or
Ew,
something.
no, what? That's disgusting.
That's like what you drink every time I see you.
I've had
out.
like, because you've been out like twice.
He called me out.
No, not even. I thought you were gonna say what I'm gonna say. Milk.
Oh my God, milk.
Is that your
Ever
Is
since,
it
like,
mozzarella
I would
sticks or
rather.
milk?
Yeah. Like whenever, even nowadays, like whenever we have dinner at the house and like we have wine and stuff as a family, like yeah, I'll have a glass of wine, but I won't eat it or drink it with dinner. I'll have milk. I'll have a glass of milk with my dinner. Have the wine sitting there. I'll take a sip or two, but like burgers and beer, I don't get that combination. Like who the heck wants a beer with a burger? I would much rather have a milk. Like a piping full glass of milk with a burger.
So I would much rather have a milk. He said.
Yeah.
That was so funny. I just wanted to hold you like a little baby and burp you. You okay with some milk?
I
You
always
know?
need milk. Like I was gonna say LaCroix because that's like, if I had to drink one drink for the rest of my life, it would be LaCroix because it's water, but it's like a party in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun water. And then, but milk, I gotta go with milk. It's
All
just
right. If it were an
awesome.
alcoholic beverage, what would it be?
Coors Light.
Okay.
Or no.
No, no.
Coors Light because it's accessible, but like if we're talking like, might be like a dark and stormy.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think I would have my alcoholic drink if well, I'm turning water into this drink.
Sure.
Wait, your
I
drink
didn't
is
think about
water?
it like that.
What's that?
I didn't think about it like turning water
Your
into
drink
it.
is water?
No.
What was your drink?
I said like coconut water or carrot turmeric
Oh, you
juice.
said like a bunch, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
But
Totally dodged the question.
you think?
No,
I don't think
It's
so.
hard to settle on an answer immediately.
Yeah, I didn't settle on an answer. Maybe that was my problem.
Jackson's just more secure than you and I.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. But that's really funny because Jackson, what were we saying? Separation anxiety a few weeks ago.
Oh, about how
he
I
was like-
tinkled and got kicked out?
Well, yeah, but you were also just like, no, don't leave. And I was just like, all right, dude, I'll wait for you.
That is really
When?
cute. I just meant secure
Of the
in his food choices.
Yeah.
Brian to a different level, but that's fine.
Different
What
level.
were you saying a second
Call
ago?
outs again?
We're zigging and zagging. My go-to drink of just like all-time alcoholic drink is probably Shinerbach beer.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's a little bit darker
Mhm.
and it's like a little bit heavier than like a light beer, but it's not like crazy heavy.
I would do a pina colada.
Ooh, ooh. I like
Yeah.
that.
I love
Um,
pina coladas, getting caught in the rain, you know.
hey, walks on the beach. Is that part of the? No, it's getting caught in the rain is what I'm thinking. Okay, so I love that we're doing this weird kind of culinary food stuff because this is the new question that I've got from another show. What's the weirdest thing in your fridge?
That's insane.
You know, my fridge is pretty empty. Like, if you walked in my house and saw my fridge, you'd be like, are you okay?
I guess
Well, are we including freezer, fridge?
Yeah.
I guess I don't really have anything weird. I guess, like, an average person would be like, what the fuck is this? I have cut up carrots in, like, tiny, I ran out of Tupperware containers, and they're, like, these tiny little, like, the ones you would put, like, your dressing in if you were, like,
that's
bringing it to
normal.
work with you, okay?
Mhm.
So I've cut up containers, but they're floating, or cut up carrots, floating in, like, ice cold water because they got a little soft.
Mm.
So if you want
Would
to,
that
like,
make it more softer?
No, if you put them in cold water, it, like, shocks the insides somehow, and
Are
it
they
makes them, like,
alive?
Yeah, it's the same with celery. If you cut up celery, or if you like just take whole sticks of celery and put it into like I used to use like mason jars, and I would just like take the whole stalk of celery and like stick it in the water. Same with the carrots, but I didn't have any mason jars. I just had little things. But I cut up carrots for my dog, and I use them as treats. Whenever she won't get the fuck out of the kitchen, I'll open up the fridge and tell her to back up, and I'll just like grab a carrot and throw it at her. A little cut up piece.
Maui.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Thanks for playing.
Is that weird?
Are we? I don't think so. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
I don't
like
have like weird stuff.
it's
you know?
it's kind of funny, and I think what you were saying of like shock the carrots and cold water celery is like useful.
Yeah, it was
So,
good
like,
learning.
Right. Like
But there's like 4 of them. There's 4 little containers of cut up
I thought you
carrots.
was
Like,
gonna say 4 carrots. And at that point, just check.
you know.
so the 4 containers, especially with like how small they are,
Yeah,
that
it
might
just
be
looks
like a
silly.
weird
Yeah,
thing.
it's just when you
But
open the fridge, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah,
There's a better way to do this.
it might be.
And then I always have cold brew, but it's always in a Nalgene bottle. So it like looks like just like black liquid in a purple bottle.
Okay.
But it's like homemade cold brew, so
Yeah.
that's how I store it.
Word. Are
Sorry.
are
What about you guys?
Let's see. What's the weirdest thing in my fridge? I mean, like I have like some old, way old stuff that like needs to go. So like some of that would be,
Disgusting.
yeah. Like there's a jar of pasta sauce that's been in there for months and months and months. It's like, that's gotta go.
Love it.
I have some really old mustard too.
Why is everything so old? Why don't you just throw it out?
I mean, it's at the point I need to, but also I like to go. So I dog sit for a family sometimes, and they have like a really nice house, and they have like the sink garbage disposal. So like a lot of times I'll like
Oh my.
drop my stuff in there.
I hope they're watching.
Oh my god, I love that too. That's so
That's the
funny.
place I went to, right?
That's like
Yes.
Yeah, I've been to you guys' house.
I don't think
nice.
I'd be shocked if they ever see this.
Wow.
But Gary, Diane, hello.
You're never watching my dog, but I don't have a garbage disposal.
Right,
which is
yeah. So
cute.
I don't either. So that's
Yeah,
why I don't do it in
no.
my place.
I did it my last apartment.
Please
So
make
when I lived in
yourself
Cincinnati, it was nice because we had gas stoves, we had garbage disposal, like we had a dishwasher. I was living a life of luxury. We had our own washer and dryer. I'm currently on the lookout. Actually, after I leave here, the reason I was like, yeah, I can't do this all day is because I'm gonna go to Habitat for Humanity to look for a washer and dryer.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because I need a washer and dryer, and I want a cheap one.
Yeah.
So I heard that they might be cheap there.
Yeah.
And I heard they deliver too.
Oh, nice. All right, we've covered some good grounds. Do we need to talk about attachment styles?
If you want to, but we don't have to.
I think it could be useful to talk about attachment styles.
Okay.
What were the 3 you mentioned to me earlier?
So there's 3 main attachment styles that so I just started reading a book about attachment styles, and I told Brian it was written by 2 doctors of whatever they are. One says MD, one says MA. He thought I was like making a joke, MD, MA, but really they're just MD and MA.
Wouldn't that be masters and doctor?
Masters of doctorate, and then the other person is MA. What's MA?
Masters.
Masters of Arts.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
MD is usually like medical doctorate or something like
See, I
that.
don't know anything. I just
Yeah,
trust people.
psychology probably.
Yeah, probably. So there in this book it talks about the 3 main attachment styles being secure attachment, anxious attachment, and avoidant attachment styles. So those in the book it talks about it really well, and it's very concisely put, obviously. Secure is exactly what it sounds like. The person's pretty sure of themselves. They feel good in their relationships. They don't feel anxious or weird about people getting too close or not being close enough. They feel good about their relationships, just
They're
in
chilling.
general all the time. They're just chilling. And then there's the anxious attachment style, which is the person that is probably, people would refer to them as being more clingy and needy. It's the person that like wants to be with you a lot of the time and feels insecure about the relationship and doubts whether you love them or really want to be with them. And then the avoidant attachment style is the opposite of that in the sense that they don't like when you get too close. They do not, they will push away. If you pull them closer, they will just push you away. And it makes them anxious to get too involved or too close to people. So yeah.
So it almost sounds like to me that the avoidant attachment style is not attachment really.
Pretty much.
Like it's almost like an anti-attachment.
So I'm in like chapter 2.
Okay.
So I don't want to say things that I don't know. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But so far it's sounding that way. But it said, like, literally it says in chapter 6 that, like, I haven't gotten to chapter 6, but it says that later in chapter 6 we're going to talk more about how they actually do have their own attachments. It just comes off as a different way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I haven't gotten there yet, but the book is called Attached. It's really good. So far, I'm like learning a lot about myself, about my parents, about other people around me, just from witnessing things. But it talks about how your attachment styles, you know, they start from the time that you're born and how your parents treat you, and how, and then they translate over into your adult life and how you have, you know, friendships and relationships and, yeah.
Okay. So secure attachment, we can go for, but anxious and avoidant.
I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't date them, and even in the book it says, like, if you're aware that you're anxious and or avoidant, that you can work through that and you can become a secure person. You just have to be aware, you know?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I wasn't saying we should evaluate and judge people as this and like avoid them if we don't like their style, but I was thinking more of like for ourselves.
Yeah.
Like if we're secure attachment, that's good, right?
Yeah.
But if we're anxious or avoidant, then that's something we could work on.
Yeah, it's just something. Yeah, I think it's something to work on. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like, other people might disagree, and I even, since starting reading the book, I've seen people on the internet be like, attachment styles aren't a real thing. That's just these doctors saying what they think, because everybody has their own theories about things.
Yeah, right.
And then there's also, like, you know, we've all heard of like codependency. Are you familiar with codependency? So it's basically the idea of like needing someone all the time and like kind of like becoming like one with that person and feeling like sick when they're not around, basically, because you just like have to have them around all the time and you like need them for every decision that you make. So codependency, and the idea of codependency came initially from dealing with addicts. It's literally just supposed to apply to how you deal with people that have substance abuse issues or addiction to whatever. So that's what codependency is supposed to apply to. But, you know, society, the internet, whatever, has taken it like and applied it to like every single thing. So like I remember when my dad was in one of his relationships, he would always refer to it as being a codependent relationship. And now in this book, I'm learning that that doesn't really apply unless it's like an addict and a person that's trying to help the addict. But I mean, like, who knows what I'm actually talking about? I don't know. I've never been to school. So.
These are theories.
Yep.
We're working through them.
Yep.
Theories are not facts.
Theories are not facts. These are just words.
These are, and it's also interesting you talking about critics of the attachment style saying like this isn't real, blah blah blah, and like I can just hear these people saying like it's a social construct, and it's like, well, yeah, like almost everything is a social construct.
Yeah.
Like not everything is, but like most things are.
I mean, like, life isn't even real, so you know, everything is just a construct of something.
What is this meaning of life?
You know.
Say about that.
Life isn't even real. There is no meaning.
I mean, that's like the two
Pigeons
things.
are
I'm
government
like,
robots.
find your purpose, and I'm like, nothing's real.
Nothing's real. Yo, I learned about this book last night called Better Never to Have Been.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like an anti-life book essentially.
I'd love to read it.
Yeah, I really want to read it, and it's basically saying like life is destroying everything, so like we don't need to be here.
I agree with that 100%.
It's like
look at the earth. Look at everything that's happening. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's weird because it is
don't
like
have rhinos anymore hardly. Like, come on.
save the chubby unicorns.
Save the chubby unicorns.
Yeah, like it's weird because it is an anti-life stance, which like I don't want to go for.
But it's not pro-suicide. It's just like it's like pro not creating.
Right. Yes. It's anti-natalist, which
Okay.
is like anti procreation basically. But you're right. It's not pro-suicide. It's not pro-murder. It's not pro like violence. It's just saying like we need to diminish the damage. Bless you. But yeah, it's just saying like we need to diminish the damage, and like again, I think this goes back to
damage control,
conscientious procreation of like we need to be thoughtful about it. We need to like make sure we love our partner and are going to have a stable home
I
for
know,
these children.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I just met one of our coworkers' babies, or baby, it's their firstborn,
Ooh.
and, worker, and, they came to my house and brought their baby, him and his wife, and, you know, I've never hung out with them outside of work, like, literally ever. I
That's
just have, like, a fantastic work relationship with Patrick, and then...
Yeah, you missed the down when we were at the Husk a few months ago.
Yeah.
You went to the hospital?
So the only time I've interacted with his wife is like literally at work, and then I think maybe one time I've seen her downtown. I ran into her downtown at a dog store. We both had our dogs. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. I know you on the corner there. That place is tight.
So yeah. So beautiful. They're beautiful people. The entire time I've known his wife, she's been pregnant. I've only known her as a pregnant human.
Right.
So they had their baby, they brought him over, and I cried when I met him.
Nice.
I was like, they came in, and I was like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
And then they handed him to me, and I literally was like, oh, like, you need to take him, my tears are falling on his face. Like,
Tears of joy.
yeah, I was like,
Niagara
he's
Falls.
so, like, precious, and it's so beautiful. He's not even, like some exquisitely gorgeous baby. Like, it's not like he's some model baby or anything. It's not like he has these, like, crystal blue eyes and gorgeous, you know, it's not like he looks like a baby from a magazine or anything. Like, he's a beautiful baby. But what made me cry was just, like, 100% holding, knowing in that moment that I was holding something that was 100% existing out of love. And, like,
Right,
they created that child 100% out of love. Like, there wasn't, like, they are married, they love each other, they're secure in their relationship.
Yeah.
And they knew that they had other options. They knew they didn't have to have a child, you know. But they decided to because they love each other and they love that child. And it was just like absolutely like soul wrenching to like see it and feel it in real life for some reason.
Yeah.
Especially just like being a child that was not born out of love, and like coming from a family that had no love, and then like, you know, witnessing people close to me have children on accident. And sure, they love each other, but like, do they really? You know what I mean?
Yeah, how deep is the love?
How deep is the love, you know? And I mean, like, as I said, I've never hung out with Patrick and his wife outside of work other than like seeing them randomly. But from the conversations that I've, you know, at work you can fucking talk to people. So from the conversations that I've had with Patrick, I just like know that they love each other, and I just like, it was absolutely beautiful. So I don't know what put me on that tangent, but yeah.
I mean, now, yeah, right, babies, life, beauty,
Creating things.
Yeah.
we're celebrating it, cult of life,
Cultivating.
a life cult, cultivating, exactly. It's a life cult, not a death cult. And honestly, I think that might be a nice note to end on.
I agree.
Just the beauty of
Happy
everything.
times, happy babies.
Happy times, happy babies,
You know,
happy
Spring is
friends.
springing.
consider fostering children.
Consider
Do it.
fostering children. Once again, thank you so much, Rand, for being here.
Thank you.
I love you so much.
So did you.
Jackson, love you, bro.
Thanks.
And hey, everyone out there, we love you too.
Peace and love.
Take care. Hug the neighbor. I forgot to hug I met the neighbor the other day on the day, and then I didn't hug her. I feel
I
bad.
definitely wouldn't.
Didn't I
hug
literally
strangers.
tell you
Don't
to?
hug strangers.
Don't hug strangers.
Don't hug strangers.
Punch
Always ask for
strangers.
consent.
Always ask for consent. And let's roll Fang Suave.